The bonds dug into his wrists. His bold entrance onto the Kavirian ship suddenly seemed like a very stupid idea. A sackcloth bag can quickly change your perspective once put over your head, Dandelion thought. He followed a sequence of sounds. Subdued conversation, the squeaking of a ladder, steps below the deck, and a familiar voice. "And what should I do with you, Professor?" The worry in Ranulph's voice sounded so sincere that Dandelion was involuntarily impressed. The boy had talent. "Well, you can untie me first." "Out of the question. You see, Viscount, you almost had me, an obsolete artist looking for a warm tenure in academia. But you soon dropped your camouflage and set us up. Imagine my surprise when I finally got my hands on your dossier. Secret agent of the Redanian intelligence and a trustee of Sigmund Dijkstra's office. An informant, barely. Long time ago. And modest at that. I don't have time to take care of you properly, but my friends in Lanexter would very much like to meet you. And ask you some questions about your life and your work, and so on." Dandelion would rather not set the Kavirian straight. At least now he was considered a valuable prisoner and, so far, kept alive and healthy. Instead, he aimed to get some more information from the bastard. "Oh, you're so dirty, Ranulph. I would expect anything from you, but to sleep with the censor." "You added 2 and 2 and got 5. When the church takes over the university in Oxenfurt, the prestige of the school is gone. Then, all the talent from the entire continent will storm Kavir. The Lanexter Academy flourishing under the gracious patronage and merciful reign of our king, Tancred Thyssen. May he live forever." "Ha! Tancred must be so proud of you. Every king would like to have such a rag on hand. No personal marks, please. It's a state matter." "Oh, how noble! Be careful not to shit your pants. Why are you here? You wanted to gloat?" Ranulph giggled like a pupil caught red-handed on a stupid prank. "A little. You lost, Professor, but know that Radcliffe's manuscripts are safe. They will not burn like the censor wanted them to. In Kavir, we respect knowledge." "What manuscripts?" Ranulph sighed. "Here we go again. You can't play an idiot all your life. You need to try a new role every once in a while." The steps moved away. The ladder squeaked under Ranulph's weight. "Have a pleasant trip, Professor, and try to be nice. The captain of the Hangman is a notorious pirate hunter. He has no patience for prisoners that don't behave." Oh dear. "Hard right rudder. We're sailing into the Norfolk." The captain's commands, the sound of steps on the deck above, the swaying of waves, all the inside of the bag smelling of stale beet or... "Kid, take the sounding lead and keep an eye on the depth. Don't sleep at your posts. Delta's tricky, especially the end part." Dandelion lost track of time. Oxenfurt was disappearing behind him and Belletin night was approaching. It was inevitable. He clenched his fists helplessly, numb from the tight bonds. "Shallows ahead! Cling to the right bank!" A sudden change of direction. Dandelion's stomach turned inside out as a wave hit the side of the ship. "Steady on! Keep the course! Steady!" A violent shock. The sound of cracking wood. A jolt threw Dandelion off the barrel he was sitting on. He whined, rolling over on the floor, and started flopping like a fish on dry ground, trying to shake the bag from his head. "We hit a rock, Captain!" "What rock? We're in a fucking swamp!" The cordial hangman slowed and drifted across the pontar. Dandelion felt wetness on his cheek, and the sack was soaking. When the poet rolled onto his back, he heard a splash, and water was pooling on the floor. An ominous trickling came from the bow. "Hey! Get me out of here! We're taking on water!" But the crew had their own problems. A hectic turmoil came from the deck. "Barge come in! Brace yourselves!" The ladder squeaked. Firm steps splashed through ankle-deep water towards the poet. "Sorry, Dandelion," he heard a voice whisper. Something hard clubbed the troubadour's head and sent him straight to dreamland. Poor Jaskier. He woke up next to a fire, accompanied by a seaweed-covered rock troll. It was sitting down, knees held up to its chest, and seemed sulky. Cicadas buzzed among the reeds. Sailors shouted from afar. "Good morning," Dandelion said. He couldn't think of anything better to say. "Morn," the troll replied, rumbling. "I have a terrible headache." "Bart also has ache," the troll complained. "They told Bart get into water. Then Bart wait a long time. Then, BAM!" "Bam?" "Ship hit Bart in head." I'm sorry. Bart's sorry too. Dandelion moved some reeds apart, hoping to see someone who could explain all of this. The setting sun made the river look like the ochre paint had spilled onto the water. The cordial hangman was slanted, half sunk, half stuck in the shallows. Sails hung loosely from masts, and Kavirian sailors working on rescuing the cargo, transporting it to the bank on rowing boats. A group of raftsmen from a barge anchored in the middle of the pontar helped them. Dandelion recognised it at once. The Merry Widow. It makes no sense. He let go of the reeds and then returned to their upward position, obscuring the view of the river. Hearing horses snorting, he turned around. Isengrim approached the campfire, leading 2 horses by their reins. You hit me in the head, you pine cone eater. I couldn't risk you struggling in the water. I can swim! Look, there was no time, and there's no time to lose now. Get on the saddle. But how did you... Look, we arranged an accident on the river. And the troll? Siggy won it in a game of cards from a camel trader. His name's Bart. Siggy good, Bart added. Sure. Isengrim helped Dandelion mount a horse. Let's get out of here before they remember about you. What about Bart? Won't they attack him? Oh, he'll be fine. He'll follow the river and return to Siggy. Come on, let's go. Sarnet is waiting for us at the hideout. No, we're going to Oxenfurt. You're crazy. You barely made it out alive. Oxenfurt, I say. There was a strong-hearted determination in his shout. Unusual for Dandelion. They galloped through the marshes along the riverbank until hooves clanged against the cobblestone road leading to Oxenfurt. They passed other travellers that cursed their haste, racing against the sun that was slowly setting over the horizon. But soon enough, they arrived at the celebrating city. Ringing bells greeted them at the gate. Were they honouring spring, or was it an alarm? Once within the walls, they got stuck among a procession of tipsy students bearing decorative lamps. The horses tossed their heads at the sound of firework explosions. The troubadour looked to the campus and noticed a halo over the university buildings. A fire, or just holiday pyres? Take the reins, I'll get there faster on foot, Dandelion shouted, jumping off the saddle. He dived under a beer cart and cut through a crowded tavern, squeezing to the back and leaving through a kitchen door to the neighbouring street. From there, it was a stone's throw to the inner wall surrounding the campus. He moved some ivy covering a hole in the wall, crawled through, and emerged behind the morgue. Then he ran as fast as he could down a gravel path, leading to the Department of Theology. The building was in flames, and black smoke billowed from the window. Scholars, flung from their festive mood, ran around trying desperately to organise a firefighting response. Bruised, exhausted, and hopeless, Dandelion fell to his knees in front of the main entrance. He was too late. It was all in vain. Ranulf had done it. He lingered there, looking up at the flames, until he felt a heavy, armoured hand on his shoulder. A Redanian eagle emblazoned the soldier's chest. You'll come with us.